currently serving. Peretz fires the ball down the centre of the pitch, looking for a flick on from Larin. Sells over his head. Cienza giving chase, but Christian Walton gets there first, the Ipswich keeper. But Burns loses possession, and the tempo's already set, Scott Minto. 0-0 with a minute gone.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, I think we're going to see a really good game of football, but it's not just going to be a question of pass. They're going to try and get the ball forward early if they can. You can see at the moment, it's just almost like two boxers, not throwing jabs, but just jabbing themselves at the moment and seeing actually where's the weakness here. And there's not many. It's going to be tight tonight for sure.
Philogene winning the ball off Harwood Bellis, but it actually came off Philogene last of all. So Southampton get a throw in on the far side of the field in their right back position in front of the fans in the Kingsland stand. Southampton haven't beaten Ipswich here at St Mary's since 2007. That was a 1-0 win at this level. Marek Staganowski, remember him? He scored the winner for the Saints that day. Kyle Larin, who's had an excellent off Nathan Wood, pressurised by Azon, so back it goes to He was there 2 years ago. He knows what it takes to get the job done and get this team over the line.
No, I like him. He's got the right character, for sure. He's a really, really just honest player, and when he's fit, he is bang on it. I tell you, he's a type of player. We talk about, you know, classy left backs who got out here. Well, you know, these left backs won't want to be playing against the likes of Wes Burns.
6.5 minutes gone on TalkSport. Ipswich have started the brighter here without question. It's 0-0 though. Manning with a throw on halfway for Southampton. Sienta tries to guide it down for Yander. It's ricocheted over to the far right hand side of the box, and Fellows was up against Davis, who went to ground but did really well to protect the ball from the former West Brom man. In the end, he got a free kick out of it for a nudge in the back from Fellows, but that was a nervy moment just for a second for Ipswich Town, and they've given it away again. Here is Finn Azaz sliding it in down the right hand side of the box, tries to get it back, and Ipswich hurriedly put it out of play for a throw on the far side. 0-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, both these sides are bang on it, perhaps more so without the ball than with it. If the pass isn't perfect, they are ready to pounce. Already seen Ipswich do that, and now Southampton as well.
Philogene gives it the old Avit to get it away from danger in downfield, and then Nunez tried to hop over a challenge from Wood but just carried the ball straight out of play in trying to control it. So Southampton have a throw again on the far side of the field from us. We're on the Itchin stand side, right at the back, so the dugouts are directly beneath us. We'll check in with Ian Abrahams during the course of the evening. He's keeping an eye on what Messrs Ecker and McKenna are up to in their technical areas. Here's the throw for Southampton, looking for Carl Larin, scrapping for possession with Greaves, who's preferred at centre-half to Cedric Kipre for Ipswich tonight. Matasiwa catches to nod the ball clear of Yander in the nick of time, and then Burns, the referee's already brought playback for that challenge by Yander on Matasiwa, and Ipswich have possession with Dara O'Shea, just slowing the game down pretty much for the first time in the 8 minutes we played here on TalkSport. Matasiwa flicks it to his left for Greaves. That's amble in his boot from Jacob Greaves. One bounce from the long ball and it's through to the keeper. 0-0.
They're trying to slow it down, but actually, you know, we just saw Ipswich on a few occasions already with the high press and with real intensity. But Southampton are doing the same for Ipswich as well. So at the moment, neither team is really able to get the ball down.
Here's Wes Burns trying to get the ball down and ride the challenge of Manning just on the halfway line. Nunez picks it up for Ipswich. Lovely ball in field. Dan Neal in a little bit of space, slides it out to the left-hand corner of the box for Philogene, who slipped as he went for the ball, kept possession though, faced up by two Southampton players. He's going to play it out to Leif Davis on the left wing, almost level with the 18-yard line. He elects to clip it back infield to Dan Neal. Neal further back towards Greaves, just to the left of the centre circle. Now Dan Neal takes over again. Short 1-2 with Philogene. Southampton have got players behind the ball. Matasiwa looking to get in behind on the left-hand side of the area. Prevented the goal kick, I think. No, a goal kick's been given by the assistant on this near side. It is Southampton 0, Ipswich 0 on TalkSport. Nearly 10 minutes gone. Southampton have only conceded 17 goals here this season. It's the fewest home goals against tally in the division. But they've been the one who've almost created a problem of their own making. Harwood Bellis skewing an attempted clearance just over his own crossbar onto the roof of the net. That's as close as we've come in these early exchanges. And a poor clearance from Peretz, straight out of play for a throw for Ipswich on halfway. 0-0.
Yeah, Peretz played the ball, and as I say, Ipswich are ready to pounce, and Harwood Bellis, he's trying to just dink it in, and he's just kicked the ball.
Making harder work of their Ligue 1 title defence than they should have, and suffering a couple of league phase stutters. PSG have not been the same force that they were last season, but Luis Enrique's men have been flexing their Champions League winning muscles more often than not recently. Are currently enjoying their longest European success streak this season, claiming 4 straight victories, whopping 12 goals along the way to reach the Champions League semi-finals for the 3rd year in a row. And no French side had ever achieved that feat before Enrique masterminded back-to-back 2-0 triumphs over Liverpool, whom PSG were very fortunate to only beat by that scoreline in the first leg. But the Reading, thanks to Ousmane Dembele's double, now seeking another slice of French footballing history. PSG will become the first club from their country to win 100 Champions League matches, their first ever victory in the competition in its current format coincidentally came against Bayern in the 1994-95 group stage. A rotated PSG was stunned 2-1 by Lyon soon after their Anfield success, but they did revert to type in Ligue 1, recently earning successive 3-0 victories over Nantes and most recently Angers. 6 points clear at the top of the Ligue 1 table with 4 games to go. PSG's next domestic procession could be a formality with just 2 more victories, although their opponents already have their customary crown in the bag when the referee blew the final whistle in Bayern's 4-2 win over Stuttgart recently. The day company's side officially clinched the Bundesliga title. Some may have thought the Bavarians were simply happy with another 3 points. Such was the manner of their low-key celebrations at full time. The standard beer-soaking ritual soon ensued, and but Bayern's restrained immediate reactions were that of a side of whose first-place Bundesliga finishes are bread and butter compared to their underperformance in the Champions League. Not since the COVID final in 2020 have tonight's visitors conquered the continent, suffering 4 quarter-final eliminations and 1 semi-final exit since, and a particularly worrying hoodoo is hanging over them coming into this 2-legged tussle. And FC Bayern have lost each of their last 5 2-legged Champions League semi-finals since their triumphant 2012-13 run, and the 2019-20 semis were 4 legs, but no team left in the competition boasts a better European record since 2026 began. Indeed, company's side have won their last 7 Champions League games after 2-1 and 4-3 quarter-final triumphs over Real Madrid and victory over Mainz by the latter scoreline. In Saturday's Bundesliga thriller made it 9 wins on the spin in all. A result that marked their 5th win from their last 6 matches against the European champions, and their 2020 final heartbreak to avenge on home soil. Let's talk you through the lineups then here in Paris, starting with the home side. So Marquinhos, Nuno Mendes coming to the back line for Zabani and Hernandez. In midfield, it's Zaire Emery and Vitinha, João Neves who get the start again. Maulu, Beraldo and Fabian coming out the lineup. And it's Doué, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, with 3 up top with Lee, Ramos and Barkla all coming out the side. So again, the lineup and full for PSG, to reiterate, is Matvei, Savinov and goal, Achraf Hakimi, Marquinhos, William Patch and Nuno Mendes at the back, Vitinha, João Neves and Warren Zaire Emery in midfield. As I mentioned a moment ago, the front 3, Vicha, Kvaratskhelia on the left, Desiree Doué on the right, Ousmane Dembele up top. As for Bayern, Manuel Neuer comes in place of Jonas Erbeek in goal, very unsurprising. Of course, in the back line, Stanisic, Upamecano and Tar in for Lima, Ito and Kim, and Elise Musiala with Kane up top for Guerrero, Goretzka and Jackson. So they're the changes made by Bayern. Again, to reiterate, their lineup and falls: Manuel Neuer in goal, back 4 of Joseph Stanisic, Dario Upamecano, Jonathan Tah and Alphonso Davies, Alexander Pavlovic and Joshua Kimmich, the midfield pivot, Luis Diaz on the left, Michael Olise on the right, Jamal Musiala in the 10, and of course Harry Kane leading the line. PSG's bench as follows: Lucas Beraldo, Ilya Zabani, Fabian Ruiz, Gonzalo Ramos, Kang Lee, Lucas Hernandez, Seni Maulu, Pedro Fernandez, Bradley Barkla, Lucas Chevalier, Ibrahim Bai and Renato Marin. As for Bayern, it's Kim Min-jae, Leon Goretzka, Nicholas Jackson, Hiroki Ito, Sven Ulrich, Konrad Lima, Dennis Offli, Jonas Erbeek and Filip Pavic. So ready to get underway shortly. This is going to be a mouth-watering Champions League tie. Again, who can have the advantage going into that second leg? I'm expecting it to be a full-flown cracker between 2 European heavyweights. Of course, Bayern had that heavyweight history, but of course PSG, the current holders, looking to retain their European crown. A terrific atmosphere in the French capital as always, and PSG are ready to kick off with their usual long ball kick-off to push themselves up the pitch immediately. So Vitinha gets us underway here at the Parc des Princes. PSG shooting from right to left and hits it straight out play towards the far side. And Stanisic can take the throw for Bayern. Be about midway inside the half. Elise is that short option. Stanisic now takes the throw towards halfway. Flick on for Kane. Now header one for Pacho. Flick down for Zaire-Emery. Breaks here for Neves. Whips it towards the far side. Doué being to it from Davies. And now Davies back for Tar. Short for Upamecano. PSG immediately trying to press. Stanisic now rolls it to Elise. Bayern about 5 yards behind halfway. Elise facing his own box. Elise now midway in the Bayern half. Plays a give and go with Kimmich, and now it's back here with Neuer. We made some errors against Real Madrid in the quarters. Head away from Pacho from Moyes, long ball, chested down for Upamecano. Kane lifts it over halfway. That surely took a deflection. It did indeed off Nuno Mendes. So in the opening minute, Bayern have a throw to take just over halfway. On the right hand side, the throw goes backwards. Elise pops inside to Upamecano. Now is Neuer. Manuel Neuer, left footed under pressure from Kvaratskhelia, gets it long towards Stanisic. The right back wins the flick on against Mendes. In fact, I thought it was Stanisic got the last touch. It was actually the PSG fullback. So there's a throw for Bayern. Stanisic now throws it in behind for Musiala, right side of the box. Musiala, twisting, turning now. Musiala needs help, has that in Stanisic. Stanisic delivers. Head up into the air from Vitinha. Out the box as well. Pacho heads on. Now flick backwards from Elise. And Bayern back in possession with Pavlovic on the halfway line. Now Tar. Tar picks up Kane, close to centre. Harry Kane now takes heavy touch. Vitinha steps in there. Squares it. Vitinha has it back. Now lifts it towards Desiree Doué. Tar gets across, heads down. Now is Luis Diaz just leisurely moves over halfway, stops himself now, and goes backwards into the feet of Alphonso Davies. Now Upamecano into the feet of Neuer. Neuer pings it, right-footed. It deflects off of Pavlovic over halfway. That just gets away from Harry Kane though. So now time at the back here for Marquinhos. Marquinhos plants the ball towards the right-hand side, intercepted from Davies. Now Davies into the feet of Diaz. A bit of space open up here for Bayern. Diaz inside to Elise, picks up a central position. Good tackle there from Zaire-Emery. Now is PSG with Doué. Doué now tries to play it behind for Hakimi. Hakimi out-muscled from Alphonso Davies. Great defending there from Davies. And Davies shrugs to the ground from Hakimi. And it'll be a free kick for Bayern. That was excellent defending there from Alphonso Davies. And Hakimi was trying to get him behind. And the strength was perfect from Davies, and then forced the free kick as well from Hakimi. Again, to win the ball back for PSG, there was a great tackle from Zaire-Emery. They just couldn't get Hakimi behind. Bayern take the short free kick backwards. Pavlovic now a light touch to Neuer, just about gets to Neuer. Neuer clears quickly. And a square for Marquinhos to Pacho. Again, Marquinhos. PSG just under midway inside their territory. Marquinhos picks out Hakimi. Then has to play it back to Marquinhos. It was good pressing immediately from Diaz. Now whip from Safanov. Matvei Safanov towards the right hand side. Cushion header down from Davies. And now Pavlovic turns just behind halfway. Pavlovic, time on the ball, pokes it into the feet of Musiala. Dancing feet from Musiala, moves back in his own arm. Musiala dispossessed on halfway. Vitinha strokes it across the centre circle. Zaire-Emery inside left channel. Midway in the Bayern half. Now plays it out wide to Kvaratskhelia. Backwards to Mendes. Now PSG in the centre circle with Vitinha. Vitinha spreads the play. It's a lovely pass with a right boot Vitinha to find Hakimi in the attacking third. Short ball to Dembele. Dembele dances in the box. A Ballon d'Or winner. Dispossessed though. Forwards here from his own half. Davies short for Diaz. Diaz holding off Marquinhos. Marquinhos now leads into Diaz, and it was enough on the referee's eyes to award a free kick in Bayern's favour. Marquinhos, he did have his arms all around Luis Diaz. So it was a pretty easy decision for the referee, Sandro Scherer, in the end. It's a long ball from Bayern towards the right-hand side, headed down from Mendes. Mendes retrieves it back off of Stanisic. But in fact, actually, it's a throw for Bayern. I think when Mendes headed it down, he thought he kept in play, failed to do so in the end. So it's a throw for Bayern just over halfway line. Stanisic throws back to Upamecano. Picks out Davies in the centre circle. Davies now, wrong foot to Hakimi. Davies still in the centre circle, squares it to his right to Stanisic. Stanisic now. Again, into the feet of Elise. Elise, edge of the box now. Elise gets low ball in, grab low down though from Safanov. And again, it was a good position there for Elise to put a testing delivery in. Elise, not the worst contact, but just slightly under hit from Elise and just gave the room for Safanov to get to it. Here's Kvaratskhelia now. Infield Zaire-Emery, he's over halfway down the left for Dembele. That's great defending from Jonathan Tah, gets across and knocks it out of play for a throw to PSG, taken quickly from Kvaratskhelia. Now Vitinha level with the centre circle. Vitinha turns. Now Vitinha plays it short in the centre circle here for Neves. Neves now possessing Kimmich. Yeah, Musiala hangs on to it well. Pavlovic turns. And now Davis prods it to Tah, takes on the stretch. Now Tah tries to look over the top, headed away though. Now back with Kimmich. Kimmich knocks it behind him for Neuer. Neuer in the deep, strokes it to his left to Davis. 6 minutes on the clock, PSG 0, Bayern 0. Davis gets a turn and go backwards to Neuer. Long right-footed ball. Too high for Elise and Stanisic. So easy control for Nuno Mendes. Plays it through the D. Marquinhos, the PSG skipper, just looking what's around him. Goes back in the penalty area to Pacho. Pacho carries it out of the box. Pacho now stops the ball, left foot on top of it. Short and square to Mendes. So PSG looking to build patiently. Now Mendes picks out Kvaratskhelia. PSG still just inside the half. Kvaratskhelia backwards to return it to Mendes. Plays a daisy cutter pass into the penalty area to Marquinhos. Now Marquinhos, PSG midway inside the half. Hakimi being tightly marked from Diaz. Has to support Vitinha. Now Hakimi tackle it, breaks to Vitinha. Here's Doué. Doué about 10 yards behind the halfway line. Desiree Doué goes behind it for Marquinhos. So PSG just trying to dictate the ball here. Moving it across the back. Pacho to Mendes. Mendes flicks up in the air for himself, then clears it towards the centre circle, taking down the midfield for Doué. Now Zaire-Emery in the middle of the PSG half. Now lets Vitinha take control of the ball. Vitinha rolls out wide left to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia leisurely moves over halfway. Kvaratskhelia gets away from Elise. Kvaratskhelia needs help. Kvaratskhelia now Vitinha. First time to Doué. Doué on the left-hand side, gets away from Elise. Doué now into the box, Desiree Doué. Low ball comes in, easily controlled though from Pavlovic. Now strokes it to Kane. Kane midway inside his half. Now to the right-hand side to Elise. Elise again drifting in. Gives it to Kimmich. Touch it behind him for Upamecano. And now Stanisic. And into the feet of Tah. Short on his left-hand side to Pavlovic. Pavlovic now prods over halfway. Return to Pavlovic from Davis. Now Pavlovic swings out towards the right-hand side. Just bounced off the head of Elise. It was a good ball initially from Pavlovic, but just took an awkward bounce at the last minute. And bounced off the face of Michael Elise by an assistant Aaron Danks. Just giving some instructions for the sideline. Aaron Danks, former Aston Villa Middlesbrough assistant. Mendes throws it backwards. Now Pacho in the box to square it to Marquinhos. Hakimi picks out the moon at Vitinha. Vitinha first time ball over halfway, but it's a real tame one. Easily beat. Neuer bringing it further forwards. Now midway in the Bayern half. Neuer looks over the top, too far for Harry Kane. Now just bounce back to his opposite number in all yellow. Play Safanov. So Safanov. And just roll it to Marquinhos. About 4-yard pass to Hakimi. And backwards to Marquinhos. Lifts it now. On the right side, bounce away from Doué. Trapped on the chest of Jonathan Tah, pushing up from centre back. Now here's Bayern on the right hand side, first time for Pavlovic. Now Tah still pushed up by. Goes behind it for Kimmich, just covering that space Tah is meant to be in. Davis now to the centre circle to Elise, returns it back to Davis in the middle of the Bayern half. And now Bayern just behind halfway, Upamecano. Short ball down the right for Elise. So it's Elise against Zaire-Emery. Elise cuts inside of Zaire-Emery. Now it's left for Diaz. Here's Upamecano. Bayern 40 yards and goal. There Upamecano. Great pressing here from Vicha Kvaratskhelia. Forcing Upamecano to, after having to go backwards to Neuer. Again, Neuer. Direct ball. Headed down from Diaz. Lovely control from Musiala. Now behind him for Kane. Kane 30 yards out. Kane clipped on his ankle from Marquinhos. And that is a free kick for Bayern. A bit of a painful one. Harry Kane to take there. Again, it was just a direct route Bayern took. There was a couple nice touches for it to find Kane. So big part of Zaire-Emery. Zaire-Emery clipped the right foot of Harry. So a free kick for Bayern, just over 25 yards out. Dead central position. Joshua Kimmich. Again, it'll be some strike to test Safanov from here. Definitely think Kimmich will be going. Let's see, Kimmich might go for a short free kick the way it's sort of. So, Matvey Safanov now already. Or does Kimmich fancy it? Daisy cutter out to the right hand side to Elise. And he gets it now, turns away for Zion, reads the box. Still Elise, good tackle there made by Douay. To Zaire-Emery. That's that out with Pacho. Pacho now, it's a lovely pass from Pacho to square it to Safanov across the face of Pacho to Mendes. To award the yellow card to Marquinhos. And Marquinhos stepped across Diaz. And Belly was about to let fly with his right foot, so free. A moment ago, will he pass out to the right again or just clip it into the box this time? So Kimmich, 25 yards out. So Joshua Kimmich, I wonder if he fancies maybe. I think it's surely too far for an attempt, but who knows? Joshua Kimmich now, or Harry Kane flicked out for a corner kick from Vitinha. Vital touch there. Mick flipped it delicately, right-footed, almost found the head of Harry back, but Vitinha spotted the danger. Corner kick for Bayern on the left. Just over 13 minutes into this semi-final first leg. Part de Brandt. So corner now with the Kimmich towards the back. Punched away from Safanov. His left. Neves clears towards the halfway line. Bounces now into the path of Davis. Davis has to move to the right. Davis under pressure from Dembele. But Davis has a bit of room to Elise. Now he's been pressed from Kvaratskhelia. But Elise has that link-up option of Tar. Stanisic over halfway to Stanisic, and now Bayern in behind. Stanisic. Mendes catches him up. Stanisic now just stops himself. Stanisic under pressure from Mendes has to use Elise's help. So Bayern now 35 yards to goal with Palovic back in the centre circle of the Tar. A light touch is Neuer. Neuer drills it forwards, can't find Kane. Nice little touch from Patro to Mendes. Now he picks up Douay. Desiree Douay facing up Davis. Douay, 23 yards and goal. Now Dembele done. Davis, he almost found the head of Dembele now. Here's Bayern on the counter. Luis Diaz needs support inside the box, and the referee points to the spot. Pacho didn't get the ball. Penalty to Bayern, and to me that looks the right decision. I don't think Pacho got any of the ball. Kimmich's pass, it took a deflection off Nuno Mendes, and Pacho went for the tackle, get a touch on the ball. But look at it again. No, he didn't. We got a touch on the ball. My eyes didn't deceive me, and nor the refs. Correct decision. Pacho definitely got Luis Diaz first. So Harry Kane currently has the ball in his right hand. This will be the perfect start for Bayern. In the open 16 minutes, just to settle themselves down into this tie. Yeah, Sandro Scherer definitely with a correct decision there. Toward the penalty, he stepped back to his line. And just making sure he's all set. Harry Kane, all ready to step up. And he just keeps composure to put Bayern in front. Harry Kane, hops get run up, sends Bayern lead the semi-final. In the first 17 minutes, Harry Kane slots away, cool as you like, right-footed penalty, sending Safanov the wrong way, and it's goal number 13 for Harry Kane in the Champions League this season in 12 matches. Simply stunning. Again, the little hops get run up, just kept Safanov guessing, and slotted it perfectly into Safanov's bottom left-hand corner. PSG 0, Bayern 1, and the Bayern fans absolutely loving that. Own fans this first half. And Pacho just needs to quickly as possible after that mistake, giving away the penalty. We're back on the way. There is Vitinha. Now behind into Marquinhos. Cross to Mendes. Mendes, good memory. First time from Mendes. Now Vitinha links up midfield here with halfway line with Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha, right-footed pass. Marquinhos slots the ball, taps it to Vitinha, and lifts it towards the right-hand side. And now PSG have it here with Marquinhos. Vitinha dragging the ball back onto his right foot. Makes the pass to Kimi inside to Doué. Doué, challenge from Diaz. Now Bayern quickly play it forwards to Kane for Kimmich. Now chance here for Elise. Elise through legs to Safanov, clear for the line. Safanov just got a vital touch on it. And Marquinhos, Elise has it back on the right. Gets away from Mendes, goes down. Referee tells Elise to get up, and Mendes clears out for a throw. What a chance. The Bayern to go 2-0 up. Loose ball fell to Kimmich, quickly laid off to Kane. Kane found the run of Elise, and it went through the legs of Safanov, but it got a touch of Safanov though, just slowed down the pace of the ball. And Marquinhos was able to clear off the line as Neuer now goes long towards the right. Too high for Elise. It's a throw for Mendes to take. Just under 10 yards behind the halfway line. PSG 0, Bayern 1, approaching the 20th minute. Harry Kane from the spot after Pacho fouled Diaz. So it's Safanov. Can't find Mendes, taking down the chest of Stanisic. 40 yards and goal. Lise dummies it. Prodded on from Pavlovic to Kane. Stanisic now, close to the area. Now just behind him for Kane. Now it's sent back with Upamecano. Flick from Elise to Musiala. Musiala now moves it on, left side, find Davis in the centre of the area. Clear for Neves, it's all Bayern now. But now Diaz, Doué racing over halfway. Doué needs support, has that with Dembele. Doué cuts back and now squares it for Vitinha. Vitinha, 35 yards and goal. Again is Desiree Doué, now into the box. Gets away from Pavlovic, then Davis steps in, turns away from Doué. Pavlovic, and now space open up for Bayern. Midway inside the half, but Musiala slows it down. Goes to Diaz. Diaz to Pavlovic, turns. Right footed to Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich onto his right foot now. First time ball back from Stanisic and Neuer. Lifts it just off the ground to Upamecano. He's been chased down for Kvaratskhelia. Upamecano cuts inside. Kane dropping deep. Kane very deep inside his half, but he's pushed there from Pacho, following all the way. Kane just down and pain it. His left boots off as well. Just holding his ankle here, Harry Kane. And Pacho just catching from behind. What a chance a moment ago though for Elise. Elise tries to roll it onto Safonov. Well, actually, looking at it again, it sort of just came off the right-hander Safonov actually. So it didn't actually go through his legs like I initially thought. Yeah, it came off the hand of Safonov. And that it was still going in towards the goal, but that vital hand for Safonov just took the pace off the ball. And Marquinhos was able to right in the ascendance here. Kane's now fine. Back on his feet, 22 minutes played here. PSG 0, Bayern 1. Harry Kane from the spot. So, free kick for Manuel Neuer to take. Whips it down the inside right. Kane wins a flick on. It's looking for Elise. Elise on the byline, gets off of Mendes. Elise into the box. Elise cross in. It's blocked though from Pacho. Vitinha back for Safonov. Safonov clears first time, too high for Dembele. His tar. Now, first time pass from Pavlovic, given away though. And now it's Dembele's playing it behind for Thierry Henry. What a chance to level up. Ousmane Dembele puts it wide. How's he not finished that one off? The Ballon d'Or winner can't score a simple one-on-one. It was Thierry Henry. Picked up a loose pass. He played it first time. Got Dembele in behind. And Dembele, well, he finessed it beyond the reach of Neuer, but also beyond the reach of Neuer's left post. Golden opportunity squandered there from Dembele. But PSG get the ball back from the goal kick. It's have on the right hand side, up by the centre circle with Vitinha. Vitinha into the feet of Mendes. It is Vitinha in the centre circle. Vitinha now drags it onto his right foot. Square for Marquinhos. Hakimi behind him for Vitinha. So PSG just enjoying some possession in defence at the moment. Mendes, pass goes about 3 yards over halfway. Ball over top to Kvaratskhelia from Thierry Henry. Now Kvaratskhelia into the penalty area. Kvaratskhelia, a few step overs, cuts inside. Kvaratskhelia! It's trademark of Ivica Kvaratskhelia. PSG draw level. He cuts in onto his right foot and just finesses that beyond the reach of Manuel Neuer. It's one apiece here at the Parc des Princes, and it's only 24 minutes in, and you already feel like this has the makings of a cracker. There's a ball over the top, down left. It was actually from Desiree Doué. Doué for Kvaratskhelia. Face up Stanisic, cut inside, found that yard of space he wanted. And he had just wrapped his right foot around the ball. Manuel Neuer, nowhere near that. It was right into his bottom left. Postage stamp finish from Ivica Kvaratskhelia. It's PSG 1, Bayern 1. Bayern go long straight away. Pavlovic heads it down for an offside position. So it's a free kick for the Parisians. And it's 9 goals this Champions League campaign for Kvaratskhelia. So it's a long ball set to come now from Safonov. So Safonov, again, just looking exactly where he wants to hit it. It's going long towards Dembele. Well, flick backwards from Pavlovic, but it does reach Upamecano. Just lets it run through his legs in the box. Squares it short for Stanisic. Stanisic now closed down for Zaire-Emery, makes the tackle, but it will be a throw for Bayern when Zaire-Emery made the tackle. He thought he kept in play. Failed to do so though. So it's a throw for Bayern. And they've just got to calm themselves down. After that, Kvaratskhelia equalises. Stanisic just thrown, headed down halfway for Mendes. Touch back for Zaire-Emery, control from Kane, just behind halfway. Zaire-Emery pinch it back for PSG. Now here's Mendes. Now Safonov takes one touch to take the ball out of the box. Goes long. And down for Kvaratskhelia, picked up from Pavlovic in the centre circle. Davis. 4 yards behind into Tar. Tar now, square to Upamecano. Good pressure from Kvaratskhelia. That's Noy. Noy clears first time, looking towards the centre circle. Headed one for Pacho. Second ball picked up here from Pavlovic. Kane, that's a lovely left-footed pass. It's the wide left to Diaz, up against Marquinhos. Diaz, edge of the box, now inside it. Out of it again, Diaz inside left. 24 yards from goal. Diaz pass takes deflection into the box, head away from Mendes. Now nodded from Elise, square for Stanisic. Not the best of first touches, has it taken away from him. Now Kvaratskhelia square to left to Zaire-Emery. Gets away from his fellow countryman Elise. And now Vitinha links up with his fellow midfielder Zaire-Emery. He caresses a lovely ball towards the right hand side. So here come PSG. Desiree Doué, step over into the box. Doué shot blocked. And now combined counter attack. It's laid on to Diaz. Diaz wrong foot Marquinhos. Now space open up for Luis Diaz. Diaz has travelled over halfway. Luis Diaz now, right in the centre. Diaz square for Elise. Elise just stops the ball, drags it onto his left foot, goes backwards to Stanisic now. Bayern just calmly in possession. Centre-back positions, Upamecano and Tar combine. Davis, 35 yards and goal, inside left channel. Diaz trying to, Musiala trying to wrong foot Marquinhos. Turns to the trouble, now Doué makes the challenge. Marquinhos to Vitinha, takes on the half turn. Vitinha midway inside PSG's territory. Lays it a couple yards behind him to Neves. João Neves. Neves now right-footed to Mendes. PSG midway inside the half. Now Mendes gets away from Elise. Nuno Mendes picks up Zaire-Emery. Zaire-Emery right-footed, plays that through the gap of Musiala and Diaz. And now here come PSG with Doué. Gets a low cross in, couldn't find Dembele at the near post though. And gathered for Neuer. Testing delivery on the right hand side, yeah, too far ahead of Ousmane Dembele. And pretty comfortable for Manuel Neuer to take. So Neuer now releases it right-footed, and that goes through everyone. And back with Safonov. So it is PSG midway inside the half. Marquinhos to Pacho, left-footed. Here's Mendes. Mendes now finds Kvaratskhelia. Holds it up, back to Mendes, level with the centre circle. Mendes, again, is outside Kvaratskhelia, but the pass from Mendes was a short one, had too much on it. Ball there for Nuno Mendes. And a throw for Dario Upamecano to now leave for Joseph Stanisic. Stanisic throws it backwards to Upamecano, controls with his midriff. PSG pressing it with Kvaratskhelia and Dembele. Upamecano does pick up Tar. Now here's Manuel Neuer, just behind the penalty spot. Neuer drills it right-footed and over the top of everyone. And a calm header back from Mendes. It's the right foot of Safonov. And Safonov just taps it to Pacho. So Pacho now goes a few yards in front into Zaire-Emery. Links up with Hakimi. PSG halfway in their territory now, back in their box to Marquinhos. Across to Pacho. Pacho drags it onto his left foot. Past to Mendes. Now down the left here for Doué. Doué is over halfway. Desiree Doué. Pass a little bit behind Kvaratskhelia. Holds it up against Upamecano. Back in the centre circle to Marquinhos. Plants it forwards on the right now. Hakimi and Dembele to combine. Now Hakimi cuts it back for Ousmane Dembele. Goes to curler, blocked, or hits Pavlovic between the legs. That's a painful one for Pavlovic. PSG play on though. Mendes inside left. It's a wicked shot well over the bar on the half-hour mark. And Nuno Mendes, number 25, back 25 yards out, taking on that shot. And it was a painful one. Actually, no, it actually hit Pavlovic's backside in the end. So not quite as painful as I thought it was initially for Pavlovic. Hit him between the legs. So PSG 1, Bayern 1. Yeah, just over half hour played it. What has been a real good first leg so far at the Parc des Princes. That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, the quality of these teams. Mendes heads away. Neuer, ball force, flicked on for Vitinha. Drops the tar, knocks it down for Davis. Back now for Neuer. Neuer slams it towards the left. Controlled on the chest of Diaz beautifully. Now Diaz, tricky feet to get into the centre circle. Diaz makes space for himself. Still Luis Diaz on the right-hand side. That's a Stanisic. Elise midway in the PSG half. Elise trying to go on the outside of Mendes. Does that. Now Elise on the byline. Still Michael Elise. Elise safe and Saflov. And now Saflov gets his body on top of the ball. That was tremendous though from Michael Elise. Just beaten Mendes with ease and then got on the outside of Marquinhos on the byline. And it was actually a brilliant block in the end for Neves, which Saflov say now Doué. Jenkins in the box, Doué shot just wide. Brilliant dribbling for Desiree Doué. Beating red shirts of fun to get into the penalty area. Who dragged this right-footed shot about 3 or 4 yards wide of Neuer's right post. It took a deflection on the way through. So there's a reprieve for PSG to have a corner kick. Just over 32 minutes on the clock here. In the first leg in Paris, 1 apiece. Dembele, corner in for left, header towards goal, it's in! PSG have turned it around! João Neves flicks in, and the Parc des Princes goes absolutely wild. The corner kick was bang on the money for Ousmane Dembele, and it got the flick it needed. But João Neves, Neuer was full stretch, but he couldn't get down to his left quick enough. And PSG lead this first leg by 2-1. Ousmane Dembele, that was an excellent corner. And just planted beautifully ahead of João Neves. No chance for Manuel Neuer at all. And Bayern, they've had the opportunities to score more. Will they regret the chances they missed as this tie goes on? We'll wait and see. It's now advantage PSG, second Champions League goal this season for João Neves. And by far the most important one to put PSG 2-1 in front. There's a lovely glance ahead there from João Neves. And Bayern go back to Neuer. And Neuer long towards the right. Elise climbing, flicks it on, still in play. Elise gets a return to, now Kane's pass, deflects to Elise. Good tackle made there from Mendes. Back heel for Desiree Doué. Now here's Vitinha. Vitinha plays it through for Dembele. Bayern all over the place in the back. Dembele into Upamecano. Great block there for Upamecano. Vital. Dembele just tried to find room to get the shot away. He did get a shot off, but it was blocked brilliantly from Upamecano's fellow countryman. Blocking it with his right knee. Again, Vitinha played it through for Dembele so easily. So much space now. Open up it. It's getting very worrying for Bayern. An issue here for Jonathan Tah. Hoping it's nothing serious. Elise just check and see how he is. The first time ball from Vitinha to Dembele. Vital block from David Mercano. So 10 minutes off this first half to go. And it's PSG 2, Bayern 1. And Bayern did lead for a Kane penalty, but Kvaratskhelia and Neves striking back for Le Parisiens. PSG throw, combination between Hakimi and Neves, now volleyed back to Vitinha, just cushions it short to Marquinhos. Now it's moved back for Safanov. And all set to go for the long ball towards the right wing. It's too much on it though for Desiree Doué. So a throw for Bayern to take to Davis. Now cleared quickly from Manuel Neuer. It's dropped there for Kane. Cushions a nice header for Musiala. Musiala down the inside left. Musiala now to Diaz. Diaz, wrong foot. Marquinhos cuts it back. Musiala flicks it to Elise. And the flick was in behind of Elise. Vitinha's pass cut out for Pavlovic. And Bayern back in possession. Inside left now with Davis. Davis short for Pavlovic. Pavlovic turns. Davis again. Inside the box, Davis stopped in his tracks of Marquinhos. Now pass it's Dembele. That's a quick flick to Hakimi. Again to Dembele. PSG surging forward. And now Doué's been found. Doué goes a shot across the face of goal. A whisker wide. And this is terrific stuff here. End to end at the Parc des Princes. Great transition football there from PSG. Dembele threaded it for Desiree Doué. Tried the shot wide though. Now it is Bayern cutting in with Luis Diaz. Picks out Elise. Elise just stops the ball. Elise drifts in from the right. Just over 25 yards from the target. Now Bayern moving further back. Diaz into defence midfield to Pavlovic. Tar now rolls it to Davis. We're in the PSG half again to Pavlovic inside left, clips it to find Elise in space on the near side. Elise down the line, just inside the box. Stanisic drills a low cross in, cleared away from João Neves, and now Mendes takes it around Elise. Now Mendes cutting in towards the centre circle. Mendes clips it to Doué, controlled on the stretch of Dembele on the halfway line, combines with Doué again. Now it's Staff and Doué behind him for Hakimi. Right, pass from Vitinha to Hakimi. Again, Vitinha. 4 yards to his right, to his left to Marquinhos. Now Neves picks up Kvaratskhelia just behind halfway on the left. Turns it backwards to Neves. 38 minutes played here this first leg. PSG 2, Bayern 1. Vitinha goes out to Hakimi, knocks inside to Zaïre. Hakimi now as the centre-back to Marquinhos. Square to Pacho. Now Neves on the left. Neves finds Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia turns away. He rolls Stanisic brilliantly. And now Kvaratskhelia bursting forward. Stanisic catches him up though. Makes a good right-footed tackle. Stanisic to Musiala. Now Elise. Elise down the right. Stanisic in behind. Bayern are in here. Stanisic into the box. Stanisic cuts in. Stanisic was he fouled in the area? From Hakimi, Stanisic is down in pain. Referee hasn't pointed to the spot though. Bayern want another penalty this evening. They're not getting it. Safanov with the long throw to Mendes. And now back to Neves. João Neves picks out Marquinhos. The referee felt that the PSG man got the ball. Now Dembele knocks out a play. Well, actually, the referee, is there going to be a VAR check here? Not quite sure. No, there isn't. We're back on the way. So Bayern in possession with Tar. Tar to Musiala. Zaïre trying to get off him. Musiala holds off Zaïre. It's just over halfway. Musiala now is able to link up with Davis, who's inverted. Davis now, tricky feet in the centre circle with Kimmich. Kimmich right-footed pass, finds Elise. So Bayern just under 30 yards out, inside right. Elise to Upamecano. Floats the ball towards the left, control with the right thigh of Diaz. Luis Diaz into the box. Diaz on the byline. Hakimi not letting Diaz have an inch of room. Diaz having to go backwards, trying to twist and turn away from Hakimi. Diaz now pokes inside to Tar, 30 yards and goal. Bayern on the left-hand side here with Pavlovic, and moves it to his midfield partner Kimmich. Upamecano just head of the centre circle. Finds Stanisic in the attacking third, inside right. Knocks it off to Elise. Elise cuts in. Elise inside right. Now it's in the box here. Lovely turn for Diaz. Diaz with a pirouette. Now Stanisic back to Diaz. Diaz tackle from Kvaratskhelia. Now cleared on the line the area from Vitinha. Only as far as Tar. PSG boxed in here. Bayern looking for an equaliser. It's 2-1 to PSG. 5 minutes the first half to go. Elise through the box now. Elise, it's to a piece. That's an excellent strike from Michael Elise. And this is a treat of a first half here at the Parc des Princes. A hammer left-footed shot from Michael Elise. And Bayern just waltzed in behind the Paris Saint-Germain midfield. 5 Champions League goals for Michael Elise. Pavlovic played through for Elise. Elise just found room in behind the PSG midfield, inside the D. He just leathered it, left-footed. Safanov got a fingertip to it. Elise hit the ball high and hard. Wrong-footed, Matvei Safanov. And it's 2 apiece here at the Parc des Princes. You just feel like anything can happen in this tie. Well, there's a cracker between Real Madrid and Bayern. And Bayern are certainly going to be involved in another cracking Champions League tie. This campaign back underway. 2 apiece. Marquinhos to Hakimi. His pass blocked, but it forced Hakimi again, being chased down. Now Kane makes a challenge. Kane goes down. Kimmich plays on. Poor backwards pass there from Diaz. Finds Neves. Neves now stopped in his tracks, and Pavlovic with a good standing challenge. Elise just standing in front of the centre circle. Pavlovic now links up with Kimmich. Tar just behind halfway. Tar right-footed, 4 yards to Davis. Looks it to Diaz. Back now for Kane. Harry Kane moves it to Upamecano. Upamecano plants it out to Elise. Down line too heavy for Pavlovic. And Mendes just lets the ball run out of play for throw to PSG. Mendes goes backwards to Pacho. And Pacho giving away that penalty. Kane filled a million years ago. Still in this first half. Hakimi looks over the top. Headed down from Davis. Second ball forced to Pavlovic. Final halfway, Kimmich. Now Tar's being used. Tar, a flick there from Musiala. It's been blocked from the referee. So it'll be a drop ball here from Swiss referee Sandro Scherer. A flick there from Musiala. Yeah, blocked with the right foot with the referee. Yeah, he's playing defensive midfield for PSG for a second. Referee Sandro Scherer. So drop ball now taken. Upamecano falls to Elise on the right. Elise trying to get around Mendes. Elise on the byline. Good strength there from Mendes and pinched it off Elise. And Mendes just lets it run out of touch for a goal kick to his side. Just need to catch my breath here though. It has been a superb first half between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Now approaching the last minute of normal time in this first half. Safanov, his goal kick goes to the left. Kvaratskhelia, lovely first touch with his right foot. That was to Mendes. Mendes makes sure that Pacho receives it. Pacho square across the face of Marquinhos to Hakimi. PSG just behind halfway with Doué. Then uses Hakimi as that support. Vitinha deepest at the midfield 3 at the moment. Vitinha now, the pressure from Kimmich and Musiala, so just goes simple in the end to Marquinhos. He combines with Marquinhos, Vitinha. Again, now it's Pacho, plays out the box to Mendes. Picks out Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia knocks it off of the left foot of Elise. That will be a throw for PSG. Halfway in their territory. Throws it back to the penalty area to Pacho. Vitinha runs it through the D. Vitinha now. Into his right foot, Vitinha. It's a lovely pass just over halfway for Dembele. Dembele A turn away from Tar. Dembele inside left, steaming towards the box. Dembele then slows himself down, turns, has that support, push up from field with Neves. Now Zaire lets it run across it. Hakimi uses Vitinha, just a minute of first half stoppage time. Now Zaire reverse past Hakimi. Hakimi's cross cleared up into the air for Tar, and it's gone out for a corner kick for PSG. Really nice whip on it from Hakimi. Upamecano did have Dembele covered, but Tar didn't know that. Had to clear it behind for a corner kick on the far side. This will be the last chance in this first half for PSG to try and get in front again. Ousmane Dembele to deliver. On the right hand side, Dembele's corner kick, flick from Doué, drops it for Mendes, left side of the area. Mendes stops himself. Now Mendes cross blocked for Kimmich. It's inside the D with Kvaratskhelia. Lets it run across him. Dembele, edge of the box on the right. Here's cross block from Davis. Now PSG appealing for handball, nothing given. Kvaratskhelia shot on target, straight at Neuer though. Neuer, quick throw. Was there a one last chance of Bayern to attack now? Elise plays in behind, but can't find Diaz. Good sweeper keeper job from Safonov to clear it away. And the referee is having a bit of word in his ear. Dembele, I tell you what, his cross came off the arm of Davis. I'm not going to be surprised if this goes to VAR. They're having a look at it. So Bayern have had a penalty in this first half. Of PSG about to get one in first half stoppage time. I think the referee might be called across the monitor. Still having word in his ear. Well, the question is, was Davis' arm enough by his side? It definitely hit his arm though. Nervous wait for Alphonso Davies. So the question is, will Sandro Scherer be called across to the monitor? Big moment going into the break. He's going to be called across the monitor. So PSG set to get a penalty. What a chance to go back in front. So referee now just having his final check, but again Davis did come off his left arm, and I think he did make movement towards the ball as well. Yeah, the referee gives that as a penalty. Some may see it soft, and Bayern obviously less than impressed. So penalty officially confirmed. First half stoppage time, Kimmich and Kane surrounded the ref, wanting more answers. So massive moment coming up here. Can PSG get the lead back before the break? It will be Kvaratskhelia to step up. Will it be Dembele? Actually, Kvaratskhelia has the ball in his hand at the moment. So will it be Kvaratskhelia or Dembele to take on the mantle against Manuel Neuer? Again, Bayern's Fury's just going to have to calm down now. Have to get on with it. So PSG already take the penalty. Manuel Neuer. And just trying to get himself as composed as possible. So PSG now already take the penalty. Will be Ousmane Dembele. Dembele, hands on hips. Can he step up and get his side back in front? Going into the break. Ousmane Dembele, right foot to penalty. Neuer went the right way, but Dembele put it right into the bottom corner. Lovely penalty from the Frenchman. Of course, he was going to have the composure. Ousmane Dembele, right-footed penalty, beyond the reach of Manuel Neuer, and PSG lead this semi-final for the second time. Little handshake celebration between Dembele and Hakimi. And Dembele knew that was a massive moment. Just a deep breath, right-footed. Neuer was full stretch, but again, postage stamp penalty. Ruslan Dembele, the composure that you want in that situation just before the break. A massive moment, and the momentum has swung back in PSG's favour. What a first half. PSG 3, Bayern 2. And surely the referee will immediately blow his whistle. So Bayern again get us back on the way, and yet the referee immediately blows his whistle. It's half time here at the Parc des Princes. PSG 3, Bayern 2. Harry Kane opened the scoring from the spot after Patro fouled Diaz. Kvaratskhelia responded 7 minutes later, cutting in. Typical Kvaratskhelia curling strike. Jean Neves headed in the corner. Put PSG 2-1 up. Michael Olise leveled things up 4 minutes before the break, hammering a shot from the D into the roof of the net. Ousmane Dembele. It was a handball given against Alphonso Davies. Converted the penalty in the 5th minute of first half stoppage time. It was only a minute added on, but it was so long the debacle for the penalty kick. So half time here at the Parc des Princes. PSG 3, Bayern 2.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Hello and welcome back to the Parc des Princes. Wow, what a first half that was. PSG 3, Bayern 2, breathtaking stuff, and actually Vincent Kompany's made a sub coming into this second half. Alphonso Davies is off and Conrad Laimer is on the pitch for Bayern. But it was absolutely breathless first half there. Penalties, end-to-end football. Harry Kane put Bayern in front from the spot after Pat Cho made a foul inside the box. Kvaratskhelia Neves turned the game on its head. The Michael Olise hammered home a shot into the roof and net 4 minutes before half-time. And then in first half stoppage time, Ousmane Dembele converted from the spot after Alphonso Davies was adjudged for a handball, albeit it looked quite harsh looking back at it. considering his hand was pretty by his side. Did hit his hand, but there wasn't load. There was a little bit of movement towards the ball, but I would say his hand was by his side enough. So yeah, I think it was a bit of a soft one, to be honest. But of course, PSG won't care one bit. What drama do we have in store for this half? Well, actually, Desiree Doué just gone down to the ground here for Bayern get his back underway. I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if Doué just slipped. Anyway, we're now underway for the second half. Between PSG and Bayern. Bayern kick us off. And it's a long ball for Neuer. Now it's here with João Neves. Prods it down the left for Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia, lovely feet. Still Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia heading towards halfway. Then it's a whack forward to Upamecano. And picked up from Safanov. That's rolled to Marquinhos. Marquinhos finds Doué. Lifts it back. Nice first touch from Achraf Hakimi. Marquinhos lifts it forwards, but Lima gets his first touch. It's a nice turn there from Luis Diaz. Square in the centre circle to Kimmich. And backwards to Jonathan Tah. Tah onto his left foot. Uses Neuer as support. And Manuel Neuer bends it over halfway. It was a flick backwards from Mendes, but now Pacho steps forwards onto it. Mendes prods it now for Dembele. Lifts it a little bit behind Kvaratskhelia, but adjusts his body. Tries to play Mendes in behind, but Upamecano gets there. Now Pavlovic under real pressure from Kvaratskhelia. And sends the pass behind him. Upamecano gets it clear. Good pressure there from PSG, trying to box Bayern in immediately. It's left now for a PSG throw-in. Level with the penalty area on the right-hand side, where Mendes throws it backwards. A touch from Vitinha. Now PSG inside left with Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia against Upamecano. Upamecano knocks it out of play for another PSG throw. Kvaratskhelia level things up with PSG. Real nice finessed strike to the bottom corner throw from Mendes. Backwards to Vitinha. In the centre circle with Pacho. And moves it along to Marquinhos. Planted about 10 yards over halfway for Hakimi. Hakimi plays it back into his own half to Marquinhos. Vitinha runs onto it. Again, here is the PSG skipper. Square for Pacho inside the box. Pacho hits it low. Trap for Kvaratskhelia. Square for Dembele towards Kvaratskhelia. Intercepted, and now here's Bayern with Elise. Brilliant balance from Elise. And now Musiala. Musiala finds the run of Lima. Lima, though, just about gets there. Then he's tackled, Lima, from Hakimi. The last touch come off Hakimi on Lima. Hakimi looks less than pressed, so it will be Bayern's throw. Taking Lima now to Kimmich. Kimmich just over 35 yards from goal. Tah again to Kimmich. Bayern wide left. Lima's pass takes deflection, but does find Diaz. Almost standing on his toes as Musiala to receive it. Diaz again. Kimmich just ahead of halfway. Now it's in Bayern's half. Manuel Neuer well outside his box. Neuer. So Tah clips it for the runner. Lima. That's good work there from Hakimi. Always holding off Lima. And just nods it back for Safanov to grasp the ball. Hakimi just always was in control of that situation against Conrad Lima. So it goes along to Doué. Doué well handled from Lima. So it bounces for Tah to touch the ball. Pavlovic finds Kane in the centre circle. Half turn from Kane. Kane slips. He made the pass towards the right. Not enough contact there from Kane's eye. Emery intercepts. Mendes over halfway. Intercepted from Upamecano. Upamecano bursting down the right-hand side. Here come Bayern. There Upamecano can't find Pavlovic inside the box, and Marquinhos has time to step onto the ball and clear it away. Down the left-hand side, there's Tah on the halfway line. Tah under pressure from Dembele. Tah knocks it off of the right foot. Ousmane Dembele. A throw for Bayern to take backwards. And here is Tah. First time touch from Elise. And Elise's pass falls straight to Marquinhos. Now bending it over the top. A knock on from Dembele towards Doué. Tah gets there first though. Neuer passed it to Kane. Kane threads it through the middle of the Bayern half to Musiala. Musiala under pressure from Pacho. Musiala goes down. Referee seen enough contact from Pacho and Musiala to award a free kick for Bayern. There was a definite shirt pull there from Pacho and Musiala. without a doubt. So it's a long ball now to Kane, takes on his chest. Here's Diaz, left side of the box. Diaz shifts onto his right foot. Diaz out to his left. Good tackle made there from Neves. Now cleared away from Marquinhos. Now it's controlled on the chest of Dembele. Dembele. Now PSG looking to turn over Bayern. Kvaratskhelia, wide left. Bayern get men back. Now Kvaratskhelia, wrong foot to Upamecano. Kvaratskhelia, did he have his right foot taken out there for Upamecano? Referee waves it away. And now Musiala felt he was fouled from Hakimi, and that will be a free kick. Again, PSG want this to be checked from VAR. And Kvaratskhelia wrong-footed. Upamecano, and Kvaratskhelia, to me, he just completely missed the ball. Just that's all that happened. Didn't look any contact at all from Upamecano. So the referee got that right. First glance, there was absolutely no contact at all for Upamecano. So yeah, Kvaratskhelia just kicked his own foot in the end, and then Musiala got himself a free kick for Kimmich to take. Kimmich searching for Kane. Volley up into the air from Pacho. Dropped very nicely for Vitinha, just to chest it back to Safanov. So 6 minutes into the second half. PSG 3, Bayern 2 in this first leg. Safanov overarm throw to Hakimi. And he certainly feel like there'll be more goals. Lima pinched off of Doué on the halfway line. Now Kimmich, first time, inside left for Musiala. Now Bayern into the box with Diaz. 2 men around him. Diaz has Kane in support. Moves it behind him for Kane. Kane, almost 30 yards and goal now on the inside left. Short pass to Lima. Tar. Pavlovic. Here's Tar in the centre circle. Again, knock back to Tar from Musiala. Tar squared to Pavlovic. Now Pavlovic turns on the pressure. Neves. Tar now, as Bayern have to go back to their own half. Neuer just ahead of the D. Neuer swings it towards the right-hand side. It's too much height on it though for Elise. And it is a throw to be taken from PSG. Again, it's been a really good start second half though, in terms of picking up where he left off energy-wise. Great tempo to this game. Vitinha just exchanging passes with Pacho. Now Vitinha in the PSG penalty area. Marquinhos, right-footed pass, running onto it is Doué. Now Zaire-Emery, Vitinha sends it back to Pacho. Elise running towards Pacho. Now it's a first-time pass to Safanov, just bounced off the chest of Nuno Mendes in the end. And it will be a throw for Bayern. Now Kimmich combines on the right-hand side with Stanisic. Now it's Lima, just behind the centre circle. Square to Pavlovic. Plays up through the PSG forward line. Space of Elise inside right. Now Musiala knocks it outside of his right boot to Diaz. Diaz left side of the box. Diaz on the line of the box. Diaz puts the cross in towards the back post, played across the face of goal and cleared away for Pacho. It was met from Stanisic at the back post, but Pacho managed to clear his lines in the end. Now Bayern on the right-hand side with Upamecano. Now Bayern just in the centre circle with Tar. Tar square to Lima. Lima onto his right foot, first time from Kane. Luis Diaz now in the area, left side. Diaz cross in, hit to the side netting for Lima. Great chance for Lima, the half-time substitute, to make this 3 apiece. Diaz onto his left foot, found Lima, and his shot wide of the target in the end. It was a really good play from Bayern. Last couple of minutes, Bayern start to get into very good rhythm, looking to get their second equaliser of the night. They draw first blood this time. Harry Kane's penalty, goalkeeper and Safanov just goes straight out play, and Safanov apologises to his teammates for his poor distribution there. So throw for the Bavarians to go backwards, where Upamecano being shadowed for Kvaratskhelia, and Upamecano just has to clear out for a throw to PSG on the left-hand side. Taken quickly. Now first time from Vitinha. Now it's the feet of Marquinhos. takes out Doué. Infield to Hakimi. Now Neves by the centre circle. Again, square midfield to Vitinha. Backwards to Patro in the centre circle, just behind halfway. Sweeps it left-footed to Mendes. PSG just playing at walking pace at the moment. And Zaïre whipped towards the centre circle from Kvaratskhelia, headed through the middle from Hakimi, intercepted, then played back from Pavlovic. Control for Neuer, needs to get this away quickly. Had Dembele bearing down on him, but Neuer managed to clear it out towards the left-hand side. So it will be a throw for Hakimi to take, just on the midway inside the Bayern half. Throw now goes back to Vitinha. 10 minutes gone the second half. PSG 3, Bayern 2. Lovely ball from Vitinha to get Hakimi in behind. Hakimi is the box. Hakimi's ball, Dembele missing it. Shot for Kvaratskhelia. Blast it beyond the reach of Neuer. And it's 4-2 to PSG. Kvaratskelia's second of the evening. And Bayern just opened up. And the European champions are showing why they are European champions. And Kvaratskhelia makes it 10 Champions League goals this campaign. The ball in the centre was actually meant for Dembele. That was a dummy from Dembele. He got that spot on. Hakimi was put behind from Vitinha. Dembele dummied that. That was genius from Dembele. Such a clever, subtle move. And Kvaratskhelia hit it right-footed. He wrong-footed Manuel Neuer. And now there's a bit of daylight between the two sides. It's a long way to go on this side. But PSG take another step in the right direction. Defending their European crown, back on the way. PSG 4, Bayern 2. Neuer, he gives it straight to Vitinha. And here come PSG looking for a fifth. Hakimi sprinted towards the box. Now is Doué. Doué first time ball, can't find Dembele. And now Stanisic passed out the box. Elise midway in his half. Turns away from Zaïre. Kimmich now plays it back. It's whipped away from Pavlovic. Now Safonov just behind the centre circle. The goalkeeper knocks it short to Marquinhos. And Marquinhos just goes to the simple option. Back to Safonov. Now searching towards Doué. Easily controlled from Lima. Infield to Pavlovic. Pavlovic over halfway. Alex finds Musiala in the middle. Now Kane. Kane stroked it to Lima. Lima cuts it back for Musiala. Can't find Musiala. Kvaratskhelia clears from the D now. Kvaratskhelia finds Doué. Things really open up nicely for PSG. Désiré Doué. Still Doué. Square for Dembele. Left side of the box. Dembele's shot. It's off the post and in. Oh, PSG are running riot. 5-2. Ousmane Dembele off the inside the post. Left Manuel Neuer rooted to the spot. And PSG are in dreamland on their home patch. And they're well on course to get to another Champions League final. And it was just scintillating play on the counter from Paris Saint-Germain. And of course, Ousmane Dembele was going to finish that one off. He looked to be onside as Doué squared to him. And Dembele, he's got one from the spot. And now there's one from open play. Again, brilliant pass outside the right boot from Doué. And the shot from Ousmane Dembele just took Upamecano one way and then the other. Yeah, Neuer didn't move, came off the inside of his right post and just trickled behind Neuer into the back of the net. What a game this is. Ousmane Dembele with his 6th of the campaign. It is PSG 5, Bayern 2. So back to Neuer, and now Neuer looking so shaky in this distribution as Kvaratskhelia Heads out for a throw. So Stanisic moves it back now into the feet of Upamecano. Lovely turn from Tar. So Upamecano goes long. Look at Musiala headed away. Heavy touch there from Harry Kane. Now Zaire-Emery. Hakimi, central position, the PSG half. Marquinhos and Adina now whips it towards the right hand side. It's a flick on Verdoué. Now PSG in behind with Vitinha. Dembele dummies it. Kvaratskhelia on the hat-trick. Kvaratskhelia. Still Kvaratskhelia. Good tackle made there from Upamecano. Then Mendes pressing high. Did clip the ankle of Michael Olise. So it will be a free kick to Bayern Munich taken quickly. Now here is Lima. Lima out to Luis Diaz. Diaz now cuts in. Now Pavlovic plays the through for Lima. Lima goes square. It's blocked though. Brilliantly for Marquinhos. Neves takes out the box, then goes back to Hakimi. Hakimi gets away for Lima, and there's a push as well for Lima into the back of Achraf Hakimi. And it will be a free kick to PSG, who have just been a breath of fresh air this second half. I mean, they played some great stuff for the first half as well, but they've completely taken hope away from Bayern as things stand. And this tie isn't over, but again, Bayern, it would be very ideal for them to at least get a goal back to reduce the margin to the second leg if they are to be defeated tonight, which is obviously looking extremely likely. PSG, the free kick, goes straight out of play though. Lima's throw to Tar. So here is Bayern on the ball, Stanisic. By the way, PSG have scored every shot they've had on target this evening. So now it's long from Neuer. Header away from Vitinha. Flicked up the air now from Mendes inside left. His nod forwards intercepted from Stanisic. Pavlovic knocks it to Diaz. They'll trigger feet in for Musiala. Musiala in the centre circle. Now Olise forwards for Diaz. On the left hand side, Diaz into the box. Diaz now trigger feet. Diaz into the 6-yard box. That's great work for Safanov. Nice and brave to get down to it. As Luis Diaz last touch was slightly heavy, but tricky feet from Diaz to get in between of Marquinhos and Hakimi, but Safanov nice and brave to get down to it. Now it's long from PSG, heavy touch there from Mendes. Touch on the chest of Lima. Now in the centre circle with Kimmich. Kimmich drills it out to the right. On the chest of Olise. Olise cutting in. Now Pavlovic. Lima just over 30 yards to goal. Pavlovic just ahead of the centre circle. Here's Tar. Pavlovic on the ball again. Pavlovic wrong foot. Doué. Now right-footed from Lima to Diaz. Diaz just walking with the ball at the moment. Diaz 35 yards to goal. Diaz now drifting in towards the D. So Luis Diaz driving forwards. Diaz goes down. And actually the referee's given a free kick in Diaz. Is it Diaz's favour? I'm not sure who collided into first, because Diaz went down the same time as Doué. I think it was Desiree Doué cutting into it. It will be a free kick to Zaire-Emery, but so it was Zaire-Emery who made the first contact with Diaz. So I think Zaire-Emery is coming off here, so looks like PSG making their opening sub of the evening. Yeah, Zaire-Emery is off for Fabian Ruiz. Again, Zaire-Emery, real top young talent. Just a bit of more experience to be brought on the field now in Fabian Ruiz. So that sub now, mate. I'd say more experience. So yeah, again, Fabian Ruiz, 30 years of age, but and still such a top player. He puts the free kick in, flicked in! It's 5-3! Deo Upamecano moved him behind the back stick. Kimmich's free kick. Upamecano get a touch. I think it just nicked off his chest and beyond the reach of Safanov. Incredible. This is absolutely sensational. 5-3 to PSG. And we still have 25 minutes of this first leg to go. Luis Enrique furious with the way their side just defended that set piece so poorly. So Bayern, hope restored for the Bavarians. And Vitinha just pings it out to the right hand side, straight out play for the restart, so PSG can push up. So it's important now PSG have that experience of Fabian Ruiz on the field, I was saying a moment ago. So throw now to Kane. Kane holds on to it against Neves. Now Kane, what a ball from Kane towards Elise, but Mendes gets there first, lifts it over Elise. Now Mendes right-footed. PSG still inside the box. Fabian Ruiz and Nuno Mendes combined, clears it away. Mendes headed down for Pavlovic from the centre circle. And now Kane. Kane holds it up, then Kane just received a bit of contact there, Harry Kane. Just clipped on his ankle. So it'll be a free kick for Bayern. So they now have a bit of momentum again. So it's a free kick for Joshua Kimmich to deliver. Just over 30 yards out. Inside left. So Bayern's number 6 now. All ready. See what he can do for this. Can Bayern score for another free kick? Ball towards the back post again. Safanov punches away. Now here's Pavlovic. He's in the centre circle with Lima, and now drilled from Kimmich. It's the wide right. Lovely first touch from Elise. Searches for Stanisic. Intercepted from Fabian Ruiz and cleared away for a Bayern throw. So PSG just need to keep their cool here. Tar. Now Musiala inside right. Musiala now into the feet of Elise. Elise. Down the right here for Musiala. Turns on the byline. Musiala cuts it back for Kane. Intercepted. A shot for Kimmich blocked. And now PSG with Hakimi. Hakimi plays it behind him for Marquinhos. Marquinhos clears it long. Headed down there from Tar. Now Tar's again in the centre circle. Half turn from Kane. On the inside left. Now out to Diaz. Diaz behind him for Kimmich. And Diaz looking behind him. In control from Kimmich. And now Tar. Tar just ahead of the centre circle. And that's whip from Pavlovic. Out to Elise on the far side. Elise can't combine though with Pavlovic, and just a scoop pass from Vitinha. PSG now with Kvaratskhelia midway in their half. Kvaratskhelia puts it through the legs of Upamecano, but Upamecano stretches and wins it back. And now it is Kane in the centre circle. Kane over the top towards Diaz. Lovely first touch from Diaz. Diaz chance to make it 5-4. It is 5-4. Oh my word. Oh, it's flagged up. Flags up against Luis Diaz. It was a fantastic ball though. Over top, Diaz wagging his finger. Harry Kane. Peach of a pass from the centre circle. To me, that is tight. That is a lovely, what a first touch from Diaz. With his right heel. I'll tell you what, I think he might just been onside there. I'm not going to be surprised if this one stands. This is just breathtaking stuff. So VAR are checking this one. This is one of the all-time great Champions League matches unfolding here. And you feel like there's going to be more and more twists to come. Will this Luis Diaz goal stand? To me, I think he just looked on. It's been given. He was onside. It is 5-4. Outstanding ball from Harry Kane. Pitch perfect touch from Luis Diaz in the middle of the penalty area. And he just faced up Marquinhos, had the room, front-footed him onto his right foot. Diaz placed it beyond the reach of Matvei Safanov. It is game on in this first leg. Bayern, it was getting completely away from them with PSG's blistering start to the second half to put the 5-2 up. But Bayern have replied brilliantly. It's now 5-4 and still 20 minutes left. Again, PSG take their typical goal kick, just hitting it straight out of play so they can push up. So Vitinha whipped out towards the left, and it's a throw for Stanisic to take. And PSG just really need to get their heads now, because Bayern are right back in this one. Go for Stanisic. Header one for Pacho. Hits over halfway for Kimmich. Now Diaz is on the chase. Luis Diaz. Diaz now holds up, but the flag has gone up against Diaz in the end. Again, Diaz turns away, looking very bemused, but Diaz was absolutely onside. It wasn't by loads, but it was definitely clear enough when I had the first glance at it. That to me looked on, and in the offside technology certainly spotted that as well. So chance here for PSG to hit it down the left hand side towards Kvaratskhelia, bounces away from him, and cushion header back to Neuer from Stanisic. So PSG, again, well, it's not in their DNA though to just sit back and try and see us out. They still want to go for it. Head away from Pacho, now head over halfway from Lima, controlled it from Marquinhos. Now Hakimi. Again, a roll back here for Safanov. Musiala chasing down. That ball's too long there from Safanov. Sent straight out of play now. Throw for Lima to take, just under midway inside the PSG half. It's gone backwards to Tar. Again, it's Whitford to Upamecano, but stepping onto it is Mendes. Chests it down now. Onto that ball is Kimmich. And there was a foul on Joshua Kimmich. In the end, I think it was from Fabian Ruiz who caught him. So there was a definite catch there from Fabian Ruiz on Joshua Kimmich, without a doubt. So chance here now for things just to calm down a bit. Bayern fans in great voice in the away end. Away end were absolutely wild if Bayern can make it. Either piece, so it's a long ball from Bayern towards the right hand side. A tackle there from Fabian Ruiz. Here's a throw for Bayern, level with the corner, the penalty area. So it's left for Stanisic to take. Going back to Upamecano. Now Tar. And now it's almost given away there from Bayern. They have it now on the halfway with Luis Diaz. Kane turns. And the pass goes into the feet of Lima. To Neuer. Neuer towards the centre circle. They bounce off of Fabian Ruiz. Now down the right hand side from Diaz to Elise. Elise around Mendes. Elise into the box. Gets standing challenge from Fabian Ruiz, but that will do for Bayern. Corner kick for the visitors on the right hand side. Elise has been electric this evening. That was good work though for Fabian Ruiz. I spoke about that experience coming on midfield, just to help in those sort of situations. So corner kick for Bayern to take for the right hand side. It's PSG 5, Bayern 4 in this first leg. And we still have just over a quarter now remaining. So corner for Bayern to take on the right hand side. Michael Olise delivers towards Upamecano. It was bounced off a Tar. Tar saying it came with a PSG man last. I think it did. It's another corner. Whipped in towards the back post, and yeah, it did go off Kvaratskhelia last. So another corner on the left hand side for Bayern to take. So Joshua Kimmich, and whip this one in. So Kimmich. He does have a short option with Musiala. I think Kimmich will just whip this one straight into the box. So Kimmich now, right arm raised, all set. Joshua Kimmich, in-swing ball towards the back stick. Header safe for Safanov at the back post. And Kvaratskhelia gets it clear. I think it was Tar who met it at the back post. He was looking to head it across the face of goal. But Safanov, both hands, pushed it away. And PSG got it clear. So quarter of an hour left here at the Parc des Princes in one of the Champions League classics. This first leg. PSG 5, Bayern 4. We're in our control for Musiala. Musiala turns, darts a feet. Now he's tackled from Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz to Safanov. Out towards the right side. Hakimi on the chase. Hakimi gets to it. Hakimi down the line. And now here's Barcola. Bradley Barcola against Lima. Barcola's pass cut out from Diaz. And now Pavlovic. He finds Musiala. Elise. Musiala by the centre circle in the Bayern half. Square for Lima. And now here is Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Tar. Pavlovic again. Now Tar into the feet of Lima. Lima clips it down the inside left, over the top. And now Kane gets across. Kane goes down. Harry Kane turns again. A lovely feat from Kane. Kane now to Diaz. Diaz towards Kimmich, intercepted. Cleared only as far as Kane, who's still wide right. And now short pass and a turn for Kimmich. Elise, right side of the box. Tricky feet from Elise, little step over. But his pass cleared away from Marquinhos to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz now exits the box. Tackle from Stanisic. Elise keeps it in play. PSG can't get out here. And now it's referee blowing his whistle, showing the yellow card as well to Fabian Ruiz. So free kick given in Bayern's favour, and a yellow for Fabian Ruiz. So it looked like it was a nudge from Ruiz into the back of Elise. So it'll be a free kick to be taken from the right-hand side. So it looks like Leon Goretzka is ready to come on for Bayern in a second. And Goretzka now is all ready to come on. But first, Bayern will take the free kick in the wide right. Surely it'll be Elise to deliver. In fact, Goretzka will come on first. Getting a bit of extra height in the box for this free kick. So Musiala exits the field. He's had a really good game between the lines, Musiala. But again, Goretzka, though, a bit of extra power in that midfield now on, and a chance for a big delivery to come in from Bayern. So free kick right side from Elise. Or head up into the air from Kane. Safanov missed it, headed away though from Pacho. So Safanov completely missed it. Kane's header looped up into the air, but PSG managed to clear for a corner kick on the right hand side for Michael Elise. Takes it short now for Kimmich. Kimmich, ball in, easy catch though for Safanov. And Safanov overarm throw into the path of Hakimi. It is Neves. Now goes short to Vitinha. Vitinha drills it, chested forwards though for Lima. Here's Elise. 30 yards to goal. Inside right, Elise. Ball over top towards Diaz. Headed away from Marquinhos. Bounces towards Hakimi. Now Diaz heads down, edge of the box. And did Pavlovic hit that off of Hakimi? Yes, he did. It's a throw for Bayern on the left-hand side. The referee has his yellow card out. I think it's Hakimi's gone into the book for saying something to the referee. So Lima with the throw. Level with the penalty area. Goes back to Tar. Lima level the box, and now Upamecano lets it run across him. Square to Stanisic. Cuts in. And back into the feet of Manuel Neuer. And strokes that to Upamecano. Bayern building on the left in the half. Kane joins in. Elise. Now as Kimmich goes into that defensive line. Kimmich now plays it into midfield to Pavlovic. Again, patient play this from Bayern. With 10 minutes to go, it is PSG 5, Bayern 4. What an incredible first leg this has been. Kimmich to Pavlovic. Kimmich again. Kimmich about 15 yards behind halfway. Kimmich bends it, but it's red from Mendes. Now Mendes, heavy touch though. So it's back with Bayern. Right side centre back Upamecano. Pavlovic to Goretzka, one of his first touches since coming on. Elise down the line. Bayern now looking to come forwards, but falling behind a Goretzka. So PSG have it back. That's a heavy pass down the right hand side of the end to Kvaratskhelia from Vitinha. So PSG looking to make a sub shortly. Nuno Mendes is just down here. I think it might be a bit of cramp for Mendes. And a sub for PSG happens shortly. So Mendes still having a bit of cramp. Should be fine to carry on. So Gonçalo Ramos is the man to come on for PSG shortly. As Bayern take a throw on halfway with Josip Stanisic. Stanisic looking for Kane. It's flicked backwards. And actually was a push there into Mendes from Harry Kane. So it is a free kick for PSG to take it. So it will be Vitinha on the inside left. Will be the man to take this free kick. Goes short to Marquinhos. And now here's Hakimi. And if it's short to the other Barcola. So Barcola's just come on. No, but it's one back here from Pavlovic. Here's Elise. Elise, a dink pass, and in the end, just couldn't find anyone in the box, and it's a great chance for Bayern to try and create something. Tricky feet from Elise, and just going to pick out a teammate, but again, dangerous from PSG. Just a bit careless with the ball there. So PSG bringing off Mendes and Kvaratskhelia. So two subs made so far. Zaire Emery off for Fabian Ruiz and Desiree Doué off for Brandy Barcola. And Nuno Mendes and Ichi Kvaratskhelia, the latest two to make way. So it will be Lucas Hernandez and Seni Mauli. So I thought it was going to be Ramos coming on, but that's changed, and the other two just have that bit of obviously Lucas Hernandez filling at fullback, and Mauli just that pace up top. The goal kick goes straight out of play from Safanov. So throw to be taken by Bayern, a few yards behind halfway. Release from Lima. Taken under control from Tar. Upamecano. So Barcola chasing from the front. And Barcola almost gets off of Neuer, but Neuer's a calm pass straight to Pavlovic. Tackle made on the far side from Ousmane Dembele. It will be a throw for Bayern. Dembele, to me, definitely like he won the ball. And Kvaratskhelia getting two of PSG's 5. So Bayern on the ball and halfway with Stanisic. Here is Kimmich. 6 minutes to go here at the Parc des Princes. 9 goals in this match, and it's just tilting in PSG's favour. Long ball towards Kane, and it's just about prodded back from João Neves. Safanov clears long. And just bounces towards Dembele and gets away from him, headed down from Mayulu and buying clear from Tar. Diaz deep inside his half. Luis Diaz hangs on to it. Upamecano across the face of Barkla. Backwards from Stanisic to Neuer. Now Manuel Neuer, left-footed, towards halfway, stepping onto it, Marquinhos, volleys it forward, headed from Hakimi, now held up from Pavlovic, stabbed towards halfway from Tar, taking on this chest from Lima, but gave it towards Diaz in an offside position. And in the end, it's a simple pass back from Seni Mayulu to his goalkeeper. 5 minutes of normal time to go. Taking on the chest of Lima. It's a poor touch from Lima in the end. So it's Hakimi. Hakimi to Marquinhos. Now square to Pacho. Lucas Hernandez, left-footed. Towards halfway, poor touch there from Dembele. Stanisic picks up Kane on the inside right. Now Bayern move forwards here. Stanisic into the middle. Stanisic pass, well read there from João Neves. Neves to Barkla, can hold off Upamecano. Barkla back to Hernandez. Cleared away first time from Safanov. Header from Upamecano. Now nodded from Kane, lifted from Kimmich. Pushing header from Vitinha. Now Fabian Ruiz plays over halfway. Here come PSG with Vitinha. Inside left. Now Vitinha in behind for Seni Mayulu. Shot off the bar. And now flicked away from Kane. Brilliant strike from Mayulu from a tight angle. And it clattered off the woodwork in the end. Now Marquinhos. Can't pass in the centre circle to his partner at the back, Pacho. Fabian Ruiz. The ball stopped at the moment. Now Ruiz backwards. Controlled there from Pacho. Now here's Vitinha. And tidy feet. Goes square. Cut back from PSG on the left-hand side. It is Marquinhos now. Looking over top towards Hakimi. Bounce off Diaz. Control from Lima. Keeps it away from Diaz. Diaz now finds Pavlovic. Here is Lima. Lima under pressure from Hakimi. Still Lima. Great pressing here from Achraf Hakimi, trying to push Lima further back, and Hakimi goes down here, holding his hamstring, which is massive concern for PSG. Neuer clears on his fast. Fabian Ruiz links up on the left with Barkla. Now Ruiz, first time pass back for Hernandez, and Hakimi is down there holding his hamstring. This is real concern here for PSG. And it is Achraf Hakimi who needs to be looked at here, but for me, the way he went down on this hamstring, went for the tackle with Lima, yeah, I think he's definitely pulled his hamstring there. Achraf Hakimi, that'll be a humongous blow for PSG. This is anything serious. Seni Mayulu hitting the frame of the goals a couple of minutes ago. PSG looking to get that advantage back, but they will just gladly take it's the 1-goal advantage going into the second leg. Considering what they would have been feeling after Bayern made it 5-4. So Hakimi, he's slowly getting back to his feet. I do wonder if he's going to try and stay on Hakimi. To me, it looked like he pulled his hamstring, but may not be as bad as first looked. So Hakimi, PSG hoping to bring back on the field of play in a second. So temporarily down to 10 men, the European champions, down the last minute. A normal time in this first leg. PSG 5, Bayern 4. Is there another goal or two in these final minutes where Safanov has the ball? So Safanov, long right-footed pass, too high in the end for Hakimi. So Hakimi's fine, he's back on the field now. So the Well, looked to be holding his hamstring, mustn't have been as bad as it first looked. Here's Tar. Tar now to Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich clips it, right footed. It's a flick on one. And Bayern now cleared away. And as far as Kane in the centre circle. Here's Tar. Tar floats it over the top of Barkla to Lima. Lima into the PSG half. So we're into stoppage time in this first leg. 4 minutes added on. Can Bayern go into the second leg level? Here's Pavlovic now, Harry Kane. Kane goes a shot, it takes a deflection note, and all the sting taken off the ball. And very, very comfortable there for Safanov to gather. Again, it was good play from Bayern. It certainly opened up nicely for Kane to take on the strike. PSG go long, ball's bouncing, but Upamecano nods back to Neuer. Quickly thrown to Tar. 35 seconds in, it's the 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first leg. Pavlovic in the centre circle, so good square pass to the right hand side. In the end though, the pass is too telegraphed. Out to Elise. So Bayern have it back with Tar. Tar now, square for Lima. It's in the centre circle with Kimmich, he's on the centre spot. Square to Upamecano. Forwards to Elise. Elise, nice sharp turn. First minute of foreplay. Elise now threads in behind for Stanisic. Edge of the box on the far side. Stanisic has that support on Kimmich. First time ball way too close to Safanov. And a routine catch for the PSG goalkeeper. So Nicholas Jackson coming on as a last resort for Bayern to try and rescue this first leg and going level. So is Kimmich. Now squares it to Tar after PSG's long ball's unsuccessful. So Lima is over halfway. And now is Diaz. Diaz looking to cut in. Diaz, few step overs. Luis Diaz. And now Pavlovic knocks it to Lima. Lima, tight angle. Lima tries to squeeze in across his block. Forced Lima again. Pushed away for Safanov. Cleared out the box from Mayulu. Midway into the 4 minutes of stoppage time. PSG 5, Bayern 4. Safanov is down. Hurt at the moment. So the referee has to stop play. And brave goalkeeper from Safanov. And just again loads the ball just to help claw it away. And Safanov seems to be sitting up here. So it was Pavlovic gave it to Lima. Lima turned. Lima, his low cross was blocked initially. It bounced towards Lima again. But Safanov, two hands, pushed away. And then his own man, João Neves, just knocked into him. Safanov was diving to the ball with both hands. So Nicholas Jackson now on the field for Pavlovic. So Bayern in possession here with Lima. Wide left for Diaz. Diaz now steps inside. So in the last minute of stoppage time, here is a few step overs from Jackson. Jackson is cross blocked. Only as far as Luis Diaz. Diaz puts the delivery in, headed away. Kimmich controls. Kimmich now manages to get the pass to Upamecano. Upamecano to Elise. Now Kane right side of the box. Harry Kane, who he's actually let it run out for a corner kick. Harry Kane, Elise's pass did take a deflection. So right decision there from Kane.